What's up, guys? Welcome to today's show. So before I get on to the main subject matter of today's video, which is going to be the UEFA Conference Final between Fiorentina and West Ham, I want to talk about Alexis Mac Allister again to Liverpool. I just want to touch on what I spoke about yesterday. Apparently everything's been done, paperwork's been done, medical's been done, so it's only a matter of time before he is officially unveiled as a Liverpool player. Apparently the deal was even cheaper than I heard, than most people heard. Apparently the price was in the range of 40 to 50 million. Apparently it is £35 million Liverpool have paid for Alexis Mac Allister, and that is an absolute bargain. There must be something in his contract because he signed a new contract recently, so there must have been a buyout clause in that contract just to make sure that Brighton protected their investment and they got a substantial amount of money for him when someone came in for him. But that being said, £35 million for Mac Allister is absolutely a bargain. Good business for Liverpool. He will come straight into the team. He will start. The Liverpool midfield still needs a lot of surgery. They got rid of Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain and James Milner, who were basically fringe midfield players in that Liverpool team. They weren't main starters like Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago Alcantara when he was fit. But Mac Allister's going to come straight into that Liverpool team. That being said, he won't be enough to close that gap from Liverpool to Manchester City. He won't be enough to help them get into the title picture again. I imagine that Jurgen Klopp knows that, and the recruitment team at Liverpool, and they will be trying hard to reinforce that midfield with at least another player, probably two. But like I've said, they also need a right back. Well, then again, if Trent's going to go in midfield, which I think he should, they're probably going to get a right back, or Trent will do the inverted role where he plays at wing back and then goes into midfield when Liverpool are in possession, and he goes back into defence when Liverpool are out of possession. But they still need another one or two midfielders in there. They need a right back and they need a centre half in order for the squad and the team to be strong enough to challenge City. And if they do recruit properly, and I have no doubt that they will be the closest challengers to Manchester City next season. So let's go on to the main subject matter of today's video, which is the preview of the UEFA Conference Final between Fiorentina and West Ham. So this is a 50-50 game. West Ham took this competition very, very seriously, and they've been rewarded with that commitment by getting to their first final for a very, very long time. Fiorentina are a good team. I think they finished 8th in Serie A, and they have very good players. Looking at their team that they played, this gone weekend, they have players like Amrabat, who is a very, very good defensive midfielder. He was one of the standout performers in the World Cup, and a lot of clubs were looking at him around that time because it was the winter window. No one came in for him, but I have no doubt that Amrabat is going to move on this coming transfer window, and he'll be playing for a bigger club next season. Amrabat's probably a player that Liverpool might be looking at. Arsenal could do with an enforcer of his quality. He's a fantastic player. They also have players like Duncan in midfield, who's a good player. Kone, he plays on the right. So this team is a very good team. They know how to play football. They know how to pass the ball around and keep possession. So it's going to be very interesting to see how West Ham deal with that. We know the players West Ham have: Declan Rice, Souček. Declan Rice is going to have to be at the top of his game to help West Ham win this game. But the way I look at it, there isn't much between these teams. They're pretty much at the same level. It's a 50-50 game. And I don't know. I mean, I don't care who wins. From my viewpoint, If West Ham win, good for them. If Fiorentina win, good for them. I have no ill feelings towards West Ham, really. Even though they got a draw against us in the title running, but that's no fault of West Ham. They were fighting to survive. Arsenal bottled out with a 2-goal lead, and they drew the game 2-2. So it's going to be very interesting to see how David Moyes sets up his team. My predictions haven't been good of late. But if I am going to predict, I do think that it will be a tight game. It could go to penalties, like the Europa League Final. But I do think that Fiorentina might win. I think they would be my favourites. I think they have slightly better players. I think they have a slightly better style of football, passing game. I think the possession they'll have as well. So it'll be interesting. There won't be much in it. There won't be much in this game. And like I said, it could go to penalties. And on penalties, you know, it's a coin flip. So I don't know. But if I had to pick a team, if I had to make a prediction, I think that Fiorentina might have the edge, and I would tip Fiorentina to beat West Ham. But this is a game I'm going to be watching tonight, and I'll be watching with great anticipation. If West Ham do win, they're in the Europa League next season, and that would be fantastic for where they finished in the Premier League on the bottom half of the table. They were sort of hovering in the relegation places for a time, but David Moyes managed to get them out of it, put in a good string of results together at the right time. And also it shows that, West Ham kept faith in David Moyes. They didn't pull the trigger. They didn't panic. And there were times where they could have sacked him. There were times where they were under pressure to sack him. But, West Ham under David Moyes, they've been very good. They've been in Europe for the last, 2 seasons, 3 seasons even. And, David Moyes does have credit in the bank. So credit to the West Ham hierarchy for not panicking, for not following, suit what other clubs are doing. They kept faith in him, and that faith in him has been rewarded. They survived. They're in a major final, and they're within 1 game of getting their hand on European silverware. So, if West Ham win, I'll be happy for them. I'll be happy for David Moyes. And it shows that sometimes pulling the trigger on a manager isn't the right thing to do. It didn't work for Leeds, even though they probably could have got rid of Jesse Marsch a lot earlier. It didn't work for Leicester, but again, they probably should have got rid of Brendan Rodgers a lot earlier to give the managers that did come in a bit more time to work with the team and turn it around. So that's my prediction. I think that Fiorentina will beat West Ham. I would like West Ham to win the game, to be honest, but I do think that Fiorentina might have a bit more quality than West Ham, and but it will be a tight game nonetheless. So let's tune in for that one. I also want to talk about Zlatan Ibrahimovic briefly. He retired from competitive football. His career is done at 41 years old. I just want to speak about Zlatan. I'm a massive fan of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think he's one of the genuine GOATs of football. One of the greatest strikers of all time. One of the greatest players of all time. I mean, we're not going to see the likes of him ever again. The skills, the personality, the confidence. He is a genuine maverick of the game. He done things his way. He played for big clubs. He scored everywhere he ever went. And he played with big players, and he had a big personality. He's one of those players that went up against Pep Guardiola, and they do have ill feelings towards each other. They're always having, not always, but they have traded verbals with each other in the past. And I'm a massive fan of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and also the longevity in his career. I remember when he started out at Ajax, then he made moves to Inter Milan. He went to Italy, playing for Inter. Then he went to Barcelona, PSG, Manchester United, AC Milan. I'm probably missing out on a couple of clubs in there, but he played for massive, massive clubs, and he delivered wherever he went. Wherever he went, he delivered. And seeing the emotion, you know, with the AC Milan fans, you know, his teammates and himself when they were saying goodbye to him in his retirement, absolutely fantastic. And it's also good because he finished at a big club. He finished at a big club. He finished on top. You know, just of recent winning the Serie A title with AC Milan. AC Milan getting to a Champions League semi-final. So he finished at the very top. He started at the top and he finished at the top. So I just want to wish Zlatan well in retirement, and he gave me some really, really good football memories. Alright guys, so this is going to end today's video. I'll be tuning in for the final tonight with great interest. I'll be back again tomorrow for another video, so please guys, smash the like, share, subscribe, and please leave a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Peace.